Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akiyam who are tuning to these videos. And in this video, I'm just going to be briefly speaking about this current event that all these news outlets are showing right now. And if you haven't been paying attention, this current event here, this is posted on USA Today. There's a Titanic submersible submarine live update. The catastrophic implosion killed 5 abroad, possibly Sunday. And if you haven't been paying attention to the news, every news media outlet has been broadcasting this story, and so much to the point where while they were broadcasting this news story, like on CNN or Fox News, they would have a little oxygen countdown. Like in this New York Post, it says that the missing submarine oxygen countdown, it started from 6 hours and it was going down to when the supposed submarine would run out of oxygen. And that all this information that I was getting from this, it struck me as odd that all these news outlets are speaking about this thing as opposed to other things, because right now, Esau is rolling in his NWO agenda, and one of the main things that I picked up on the news that happened yesterday is that they had lab-grown meats being cleared for sale in the United States. And we know exactly what this is going to happen when Esau is going to come down with the sword. Is going to be a great famine in the land, and that's why the love of many is going to wax cold, because of the lack of bread. You're going to have people pillaging and fighting amongst each other during this time that we're telling you about, and to prepare spiritually for, because Esau already got lab-grown meat cleared for sale in the United States. And we need salvation, because the longer this devil continues to rule, the more he gets closer to destroying all life in creation. Just as Yahweh Shai said, the times are moving quick right now for the elect's sake, because if they weren't moving fast, there wouldn't be any soul to save. And this devil is a mad scientist. He searches out all these things, and one of his new concoctions is lab-grown meat. And you best believe that is unclean, and I wouldn't advise eating it. But while these things are happening behind the scenes, you got our food being swapped for more poison. You got the MOTB infrastructure being established in plain sight. Even you got all these people speaking about these things. You got supposed aliens walking among us. And more chariot sightings. All these things are happening. The news outlets, they're just sticking to this story right here. And it struck me as odd that this was the only thing that they were speaking about amongst all these things that were happening. But then I started researching just a little bit on certain of the people who were on board that submarine. So in this article, let me exit out of these ones. In this article, it says that the missing Titanic submersible passenger presumed dead on sub has ties to Bay Area. And when I read that, I was intrigued. So I'm just gonna read this real quick. It says Shahzada Dawood, one of the missing passengers of the Titanic sub tour, is a shareholder of CETI Institute in Mountain View. Bill Diamond is the CEO of SETI Institute in Mountain View, a nonprofit dedicated to the search and understanding of life beyond Earth, according to its website. And I was curious what that website was, so I went ahead and Googled it. And this is their website right here. They even have a little thing right here for the person who was on board that submarine, the Titanic submersible, and crew lost. This is the picture of this guy right here. Here it says, for days, everyone at the SETI Institute and the rest of the world have been hoping for good news about the missing submersible Titan en route to the Titanic wreckage. Those on board the sub included SETI Institute trustee Shahzada Dawood and his son Solomon. Today, officials announced that there are no survivors following the discovery of debris near the site of the Titanic. And this guy was a billionaire CEO. Upon hearing this, the SETI Institute CEO Bill Diamond issued the following statement. I'm not gonna read the statement, but all those people in that submarine were billionaires, and I couldn't find all the information, but I believe one of those people that was in that submarine was behind the chemicals that were being manufactured during that East Palestine situation that happened a few months back. When all those trains crashed in Ohio, the person who was in charge of that company was on that submarine. You know, so like this, it was striking very fishy. Something was off about all this information that I was reading about, and then you were watching this on the news, but then you had to go to alternative news stations or just click on a different side of the news, something that wasn't like on the main headline. Let me see if I could like if we were to go here, you just got a lot of filler news, stuff that like right here that's endearing to the walk that we're about to walk, that the lab grown meat is now cleared for sale in America. And you can see clearly that this devil is trying to control the narrative and distract people from what's really happening. But us here in this ministry of the hopeful elect, we are commanded to be on our watch, and we watch these things. And even if this is something as little as a submarine with a bunch of billionaires being disappeared, we put it into account what's really happening behind the scenes. And one indicator is that this probably was an instance of Leviathan, because here in Psalms 104 verse 26 it says, "There go the ships, there is that Leviathan whom thou hast made to play therein. These wait all upon thee, that thou mayest give them their meat in due season, that thou givest them they gather, thou openest thine hand, they are filled with good, thou hidest thy face, they are troubled, thou takest away their breath, they die and return to their dust." And so if you read about Leviathan in the scriptures, you know that that's an actual water beast, like akin to what Godzilla looks like and acts like. And you best believe that with all these signs and wonders that are happening on the left hand and on the right, Leviathan is going to make his appearance. Most likely towards at the very end, he's going to show up with all these boats, and he's going to make them their plaything, and he's going to just destroy them. So I don't have any proof that it was Leviathan that took down this submarine, but it is highly likely that that's going to happen. Towards in the near future. But we're seeing all this, and it's ultimately just one big distraction, because this has nothing to do with anybody, with the exception of who was in those submarines were billionaires who were pushing certain agendas. Let me just go to this website again, just real quick. I wanted to read like what this website was about. It says, "We are getting closer to discovering life on other worlds. The SETI Institute researchers are in the forefront of this effort. Be a part of the search." It's a nonprofit organization for researching microbes to alien intelligence. So it's just a bunch of stuff of Esau wasting his money trying to look for little green men in space. But one of the shareholders is presumed dead. But I want to read this here in Ecclesiasticus 39, and I'm going to start at the top. It says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies." So even though this is just one big distraction, we know and understand that it's a distraction nonetheless, and that it's being posted on the news for a specific reason. We know very well that Esau is trying to fulfill his agenda by any means necessary, and he can't really do that when people are watching him. That's why, like these news articles that should be spoken about, all over, they're going to be put in the back and have this in the forefront. But us here in the ministry, If it's a bogus news article or something serious, we're going to bring it out, because the spirit of prophecy is that testimony of Yahweh Shai, and we're commanded to speak on these things. No matter how great or small the issue is, we're going to speak on it and link it back up to the scriptures. So that's where we meditate on Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and we give our mind to the law, and so we're going to be occupied therein and the meditation of all these prophecies. We're always going to be measuring the time diligently to see at what point we are currently in. But in verse 2 it says, he will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. Yeah, because we know and understand that only the elect is going to receive this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and obtain it. The rest are going to be blinded. The rest are going to be speaking about this, and as if they were really worried about these billionaires. Like as if these people had any effect with your life whatsoever. But the people are just going to continue and just following after Esau's society. With all these news articles and fake meat. They have nothing to say about these things, or actually speak about scriptures and occupy in prophecies. But I'm going to read verse 2 again. It says, he will keep the saying of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences and be conversant in dark parables. So we're going to search all these things out, and most likely this is just some small event that happened. It was probably just judgment, if it really happened or not. And it could have been Leviathan, but ultimately Esau is still making moves behind the scene. Whether it's a submarine being sunken, the president visiting the Bay Area, all these are big moves for Esau so that he could establish his New World Order agenda. We know and understand that these people are in high places. These are the Edomites that rule the world. That's spoken about in Job 9 and 24. I'm just going to get this in Job 20 real quick. All right, so Job 20, and I'll start at verse 14. It says, yet his meat is in his bowels is turned, it is the gall of ass within him. He that swalloweth out riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai shall cast them out of his belly. So right now Esau has all the earth's riches. He's got the earth in his hand, and Yahweh Shai is going to return to put him in his place and make him cough out all his riches. Ultimately he's going to have to pay double for everything that he's done to the Most High's elect and his nation, and that's where the slavery comes in. We're going to put hell on this devil, holy hell, and make it so that he recompenses double for all the trouble that he's caused. And this is going back to the garden. And in verse 16 it says, he shall suck the poison of the asp, the viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers of the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. Because when Esau builds the kingdom after his 1,000-year rulership, or after the 1,000 years of slavery, he's going to be no more. He's going to be chased out. He's going to be burnt, in like just what it says in the book of Obadiah. He's not going to be able to behold the majesty. He's just going to build the foundation of the kingdom. And after that, he's going to be done away with. And in verse 18 it says, that which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. So right now Esau is doing all these diligent searches so that he could have fake meat, and the MOTB being in full effect, that everybody is going to be on a grid, and everybody's going to disregard what the scriptures are speaking about. Yeah, he wants the scriptures to be done away with. He wants the nation of Israel to be done away with. He wants life to be done away with. That's pretty much his end goal out of all this, if Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai isn't going to intervene. But he's not going to be able to do that. So all this that he's laboring for, all this stuff in the seances and the prognosticators and stargazers that are trying to help him and try to fulfill this agenda, it's going to come to naught. So I'm going to read verse 18 again. It says, "That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he buildeth not. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, he shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left." It's funny that I keep bringing up this lab-grown meat. None of this unclean, abominable stuff that he's creating for his agenda, for his new world order world where it's establishing wickedness. None of that is going to exist in the kingdom. All of this is going to be disappeared along with his red ass after his 1,000 year of slavery. But so this is back at verse 21. It says, "There shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him." And so right now you're seeing what the curses are doing to Esau, Edom, and his rulership, just as what happened with Moses. And eventually you're going to see all the curses that happened in Egypt as before happen here in America, and some. If I'm not mistaken, let me see. There was a 4.0 earthquake just a few days ago. It happened on June 17th. And today's the 22nd of June. So this was over here in the Sacramento area. But you're getting earthquakes back to back here in California, and we all know that the big one is almost going to hit this place. And when all that is happening, it's just going to be another plague on top of another. When this place is going to be going down, and it's never going to be risen back up. So verse 22 again, it says, "In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating." So he's going to get to the point where it's going to be as if he succeeded. When that MOTB is rolled out and the hour of temptation is upon us of the hopeful elect, it's going to be as if he won. It's going to be as if he got everybody where he needed them to be. He got all the resources that he needed. He's probably going to build these bunkers and these spaceships so that he could avoid all the catastrophes that he's initiating with World War III. It's going to be as if Esau is going to win. In his fullness of his sufficiency, he's going to be in straits. And when he's about to fill his belly, like when he has all the world in the palm of his hand, he's going to be ready to benefit from it. When he's about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So everything we're seeing is just leading up to prophecy. This prophecy of Esau getting everything ready for when Bahashim Yahushai comes and slaps that plate off his hand. So he's not going to return until all this is set and done, until that plate is filled and ready, so that the Most High can slap it out of his hand. And then in verse 24, it says, "He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel that shall strike him through." Speaking about those thermonuclear missiles, because when all this is happening, World War III is going to be happening. And then those who are going to flee, like if you read in the book of Revelation 6, there's going to be some that are going to go into these bunkers trying to flee these things. You got to understand that those bunkers are made because it's a defense mechanism for these missiles. So meaning Esau is getting ready to use those things. And in verse 25 it says, "It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him." Going into when the missiles come out of those silos. After they get shot, you can't turn them back. Who can turn back an arrow after it is shot? And I'll read verse 26. It says, "All darkness shall be hid in his secret place. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him." So the heavens are revealing this devil's iniquity. even though everyone feels bad for this submarine or whatever, because they're watching this on the news, and it's making them go, oh man, I hope they get saved out of this predicament. They got a oxygen countdown. People are hoping that the oxygen countdown doesn't go all the way to zero. Well, this news article says pretty much that no one survived out of this, supposedly. But people are gonna see this devil for who he truly is. A complete demon who goes against the scriptures. And verse 28 says, "The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of the wicked man from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High." So no matter what, this devil is going to get shown, and he's going to be made a gazing stock, and everyone's going to see like all these things that he's doing behind closed doors, and they're going to raise up against him, and that's going to force him to try to initiate his agenda, so that he can just round people up and put them in these camps and have it so that they have that MOTB implemented in them. But the Most High is going to protect his elect during that time. And I wanted to read these two precepts here. This is Ephesians 6 verse 12. It says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." And that goes into all these elite bankers and people who are bankrolling these type of institutes, where they're just trying to go find little green men out in space, doing a whole bunch of stuff behind closed doors. And you best believe a lot of things are happening right now that aren't being posted on the news, because it's just complete dark wickedness. But us in the ministry, when we're speaking about these things, we're speaking in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And that's what's toppling down and breaking down these strongholds. The word is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword. And we're speaking these things, and it's making these elites tremble, because they know that their time is almost up, and that's why they're moving quicker to try to fulfill their agenda. But for us, as we're continuing to measure the times diligently and being occupied in prophecies, we just have to remember to keep our minds on that swivel, because in verse 13 it says, "Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, having done all to stand." And that evil day is fast upon us, speaking about Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation. If you were really about this ministry or not, well, we're going to find out when all that, all these things happen, and you're met with those decisions, if you're going to bend the knee to this image and take his MOTB, or are you going to keep your integrity to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So with that, I'd like to give honor praises unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash, and Shalom Akim.